Hey, it's David Barry again. This is really exciting. The reason that I've been doing so many programs is because of this man that's here with me. This is Phillip Lewis. He's actually my first client for Home Partners, and he decided to come in. We're going to share some thoughts about how the program works, and I've been really looking forward to doing this. This is so exciting. And by the way, my broker just walked in. This is Carlos, our broker for the whole St. Rose office, and he didn't even know that he was coming to this today. So thank you so much for coming by, Carlos.
Hello.
And Carlos, I wanted to introduce you to my first client,
Phillip
Lewis.
Yes, sir.
And
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
so he just got the program, and now he has the right.
What an amazing program that is
Yeah.
to get people that are renting to buy a home.
Oh my gosh!
So amazing.
And in
such
this
a wonderful
market,
program.
yeah, in this market, it really is.
It's really so beneficial for people out there. And then you're doing such a great job with it, promoting it,
Yes.
and getting renters to become buyers and having home ownership, which is amazing. So congratulations
Thank
to
you, sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
And congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by, Carlos.
Awesome.
I know you got to head out, but thank you very much.
Continued success.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you later. Have a great day. So, as I said before, I'm here with my first client, and Phillip actually had some struggles in getting a rental in Las Vegas, and him and I started talking about this Home Partners program of America, and he said, "Hey, have you heard of Home Partners?" And I said I had not heard of them yet. And he said, "Well, you better take a look at this." And I really did a lot of studying. I became an expert at Home Partners of America. And Phillip is here today, so he's going to share some things. And I know that people get a little bit stressed out having to move and all that stuff. So I brought Phillip in, and we're going to walk through the whole process of what it's like from step one all the way to the end to he actually just moved into his house. So it's been a really exciting week for him as well. So Phillip, do you want to share a little bit, and then I can go through some of the questions?
Sure, David. So I transferred with my company from the East Coast all the way across the country to the West Coast. And I had moved multiple times with my company before, but I had never gone so far. I went from Maryland to Ohio, then Ohio to Indiana, and then back to Maryland. But this Maryland to Las Vegas was definitely challenging. They needed me in place within 60 days. I couldn't get out to Las Vegas for 30 days to start looking for a place to stay at. I own a house in Maryland, but that was not enough time to sell it that quick. So I decided we were going to rent. But when I got here, the rental market was just ridiculous. I mean, it was expensive. I applied for a couple of different places that I got beat out on.
Yeah, and the price on those, it's like $75 to $150 per applicant.
Correct.
Per person that's over 18 years of age. And the amazing thing about this program is it's only $35 to inquire and to apply, and then you get. I believe Phillip, he got his results back quick. I think we got it back about the same day. It might have been the next day, and he was approved for the highest level of getting a home. So, and that's another thing that I've done a lot of rentals in my career, but watching people having to spend $100 per adult per household, and knowing that there's multiple applications. I mean, I really hate that. I try to save my clients money. And when I had heard that he had already done 2 applications and they didn't go through, this was a godsend, honestly. I mean, it really, really was. And that's why I wanted to bring Phillip in today so that he could share the experience of what this whole program was like for him. So, and I know you were really frustrated because I just met you. And you were frustrated because you got denied. And you didn't get denied, but you just got beat out by somebody else. And so we were kind of both throwing our hands up in the air like, what do we do? And then that's when and how did you find the Home Partners? How did that even come about? I don't remember.
Well, I was thinking of apping on a third place that you, I think,
I had found a third.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And after some discussion with you, we kind of decided that wasn't going to be what we were going to do, because it might be a waste of another $200, in which I was already out for so far. Now you're talking about another 2, and how many more places am I going to apply for before I get one? And so we just started talking, and once, I mentioned about the home partners to you, we looked into it together, and when I applied and they approved me for 5,000, basically rent up to $5,000. It was great. I mean, it meant I could go anywhere I wanted to.
You know what's funny is on all the homes that I work with, and I deal with a lot of homes, the highest rent here in this Las Vegas market is about $2,400 a month. I have not seen anything higher than $2,400, and the reason why the rents are so low is because our tax rate is lower. So in other markets throughout the city, the taxes are much higher, so the rents for the same house that he's in right now could be $3,500 to $4,000 a month. So he really lucked out. And the other thing that was really positive about this experience was that he really wanted to move to Las Vegas. He had this amazing opportunity to move here, and I remember his frustration, and he was thinking, man, I may not be able to move here. I may just end up having to stay back home and not be able to take advantage of this opportunity. So with the Home Partners program, he was approved in less than 24 hours, and here he is about a month later living in his house. And so that's been really, really cool. Did you have anything you wanted to add about the initial first step?
No, it was very easy. It was not difficult at all. It was great.
Well, that's on the second section. I have my notes here is we're going to talk a little bit about the application process, because that's one thing where people get a little bit worried. As far as the application process goes, you need to have a credit score of 580 or better. You're going to need to have $45,000 a year in household income. You got to pass a background check. You also need to have really good rental history, and you can't have any bankruptcies on your record or any pending bankruptcies. So as long as you meet all of the minimum criteria, then you then have the ability to submit your application. And like I said, you can find out in as quickly as 12 hours to 3 days. So Phillip, if you could share anything with somebody that's potentially thinking about joining this program, when you were going through the application process, was there anything that was stressful or anything that was concerning to you?
No, it was pretty straightforward. I had to put myself, my wife, and my oldest son on the application.
Oh, so anyone that's over 18?
Anybody over 18.
Okay.
And that was pretty much it. I mean, they had to get emailed some documents to sign that, they were actually approving, signing the application. But that was about the most difficult thing, because my son didn't have an email. That was it.
Okay, cool. And then the third thing, and this has been when I did my videos with Paul, we have our cameraman here today, Paul, and thank you for all you're doing for us. I really appreciate your time. Paul is amazing for anyone that needs videos done. He's really super. But one of in the videos, I always talk about saying the word congratulations, which is funny because I had Paul, I didn't even share this with you, but I had a lady I talked to on the phone today. She was screaming on the phone because she got approved, and she said, your video that I watched of you saying congratulations, because in the videos we talked a lot about me saying congratulations, you just got approved. Congratulations, the offer was accepted. Congratulations, you're moving into your new home. She said, she goes, would you please say congratulations to me? And I said, well, congratulations. You were approved for the highest level. You can go up to $5,000 a month in rent. And she was just so exciting. So this third part talks about congratulations, you just were approved. Now what happens? With the Home Partners, the lowest you can get approved for is $1,300 a month. And as I stated earlier, and Phillip was awarded the highest level of rent, which was $5,000. I haven't seen anything over $2,400. They're also going to they're going to tell you what you're approved for. And as long as it's over $2,500, you can basically get anything in the city. And then as far as getting approved, how did you get approved and how did you find out that you had been approved?
It was all on their website, Home Partners website. Their website also shows you open homes for sale currently. And they show you how much the rent would be on that home. So you see something you like for $450,000, it'll say that your rent is going to be $2,200, which is nice because then you kind of know you don't have to use the whole $5,000. I mean, I didn't want to use $5,000 for a house.
But it's nice to know that you're approved for the highest
Exactly.
level. Yeah, exactly.
So that's how I found something that I really liked. And then me and David went out and looked at it, and that was great. Once we went out and looked at it and saw the place, we made the offer.
And did they send you an email saying, congratulations, you've been approved? Is that how you found out?
Yes. As far as the application process is, they sent me an email saying that I was, congratulations, I was approved. But they have a really good website that shows all the steps down the line of you getting the approval and just waiting on their response. And like David said, I had that response, I think it was honestly in about 8 hours. It was ridiculously fast.
And it's so cool because when you hear that, congratulations, especially after you have some challenges, I mean, it's just a feel-good story.
Yeah.
And I've been there. I think everybody probably out there that's viewing this video right now, you've had some experience in your life where you really are second-guessing yourself and you're thinking, man, I don't know if this is going to work out. So when you get that positive affirmation and you get that letter that says congratulations, it's such a great feeling. And I'm sure it must have been a big relief for you and your family.
Was.
You know,
like you said, I was considering staying in Maryland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So the next part is we talk about tips and tricks for finding all of your must-haves. So as a licensed realtor here in Las Vegas, my job is to try to help my clients get the area of town that they want. Sometimes people say, I want to have a pool. I need to have a fireplace in the living room. I need to have 4 bedrooms. I need to have a 3-car garage. I want a 2-story. So when we talk about all the criteria, this is going to be really an important element for you to think about what is it exactly that you want. And when you're approved for the highest level, maybe you could share, I don't remember how many homes I sent you, but I think I sent you like 25 different homes. And he was able to go through all the homes and he could look at one and say, nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Yep, I like that one. I think we only looked at 2 houses.
Yeah, I think we looked at 2 houses.
The first one was really bad.
Yeah, the first one was absolutely no.
Might not have been something safe to live in, but the second one, it was really, really amazing. And then, you know, when you're thinking about getting all of the stuff that you want in your home, maybe you could share a little bit about your own experience and how you came up with, you know, how do you figure out what you want?
Sure. So on the East Coast, I had a 4-bedroom, fully finished basement home, and so I knew I needed at least 5 bedrooms, 4 or 5 bedrooms. I'm sorry, and so our criteria was minimum 4 bedrooms. The kids wanted a pool. I didn't really want a pool, so I guess that's why we didn't get a pool. But I put it in a criteria of looking for a pool. But I was more interested in a 4-bedroom, 2-level home in a nice area with good schools. That was one of my strongest things was having good schools. We settled on South Summerlin area that we were going to look in, and we went and looked at a couple of houses over there. The second one is the one that I pretty much decided was what I wanted. And it worked out great.
Yeah, it has been it's been so smooth. And, you know, when I brought Phillip in, and I was so happy to hear that he was willing to do this, and I knew that education is key. And I know that people are very leery, especially nowadays with all the craziness going on. And people actually call me and they go, what, is this some kind of scam? This is not a scam. This company is owned by Blackstone. It's a $6 billion company. And these guys are for real. They're buying up houses and they're giving opportunities to people like Phillip so that he can become a homeowner. So, you know, for me personally, I've done 3 of these in the last month. I can honestly say that it's been smooth sailing. There have been I can't sit here and say that there was this problem, or he almost lost his house, or he was stressed out, his wife was stressed out. There was no stress. And that's what the coolest thing about this whole program is is Home Partners is taking away the stress, because just getting a rental, as he said, and spending $500, $1,000 in application fees is ridiculous. So being able to just pay $35, get approved, and then to be able to have this process is amazing. And I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Philip, but keeping it stress-free, moving from out of state to the West Coast. I mean, that's a lot.
That was stressful enough.
Yeah, right.
But to try to find a place in an unfamiliar territory, that was concerning.
Mm-hmm.
And Home Partners and you made this completely stress-free after I met you.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. And we were both beginners at that time.
Yes.
Now I'm an expert, and you're kind of an expert now too. But yeah, we were learning together, and it was so smooth. And if someone that had never known the program to being able to be as proficient as me in this short amount of time, that's a testament to how simple this program can be and how stress-free it'll be for you to get your home. Now, the next part, we talk a little bit about the offer and how it was presented. Since the market is pretty competitive, it's really nice to know that you have Home Partners on your side. So when I represent Home Partners and I am their licensed real estate agent, we are very aggressive with the offer. So on all 3 of the homes that I did last month, we came in above asking price, and it was a cash offer. So we were pretty confident that we were going to get it. And when the offer was presented, I believe they accepted the offer on the same exact day. So he said, I like that house. I called Home Partners. They came back with an offer within, I think it was about 2 hours. I presented it to the listing agent, and they called me back and they said that your offer's been accepted. And it's been pretty much like that on all 3 of the transactions that I did. And I remember I was able to call Philip and say, congratulations, they accepted the offer. You're going to be moving into that house. So that was really, really cool. So again, Home Partners is extremely competitive in this market. Now, I don't want to lead anyone down a path of thinking that every transaction is going to be like Philip's. But what I can say is that the last 3 that I've done, they've all been smooth. They've all come back with an aggressive offer. All 3 of the offers were accepted. And I have, he's already moved into his home. I have another client moving into their home in a week and a half. And then my 3rd one is moving in 2 weeks. So this has been really amazing. So number 6, congratulations, your offer got accepted. Now what happens? So now, upon acceptance of the offer, we have to have an inspection on the home. So we're going to come in, they're going to do an inspection. Home Partners will also allow you to paint the room. So if you want to change the color of a room or something, you can just put in a request and they'll change some of the paint colors. They will also change the flooring. And then if we walk through the house, we can walk through the house, and if we see something that doesn't look right, we can put in a request and say we want to have this repaired. And Philip, you were sharing with me a little bit ago about what your experience has been after you moved in.
Mm-hmm.
And the Pathlight is the property management group, but you were telling me that it's been pretty smooth sailing.
It's been pretty good. I mean, after we moved in, we were given 72 hours to walk through the house, try to find anything that might have needed to be repaired, that the home inspection missed or Pathlight missed when they went in there. We didn't really see anything at that time, but after we were in the house for about 3 or 4 days, we noticed that there was a small leak underneath the sink. I put in a request online through Pathlight, got an email about 4 hours later saying that they had gotten my request for service, and they had somebody out the next day, a licensed plumber, to come in, fix the pipe, and it was all taken care of, no cost to me.
Wow, that's great.
It was great.
That's awesome. So you feel like they don't just get you the home and then they walk away. They actually get you the home and they make sure that they take care of you.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good to hear. And during this, now that the offer's been accepted, we call this the due diligence period. So we have up to 10 days. That's what, in real estate terms, we have 10 days of due diligence. We need to make sure that the house is ready. We want to get the house move-in ready. Want to make sure that there's no repairs that need to be made. So we go through that whole process. And then after the offer is accepted and we go through our due diligence, Now the next thing we're going to talk about is the closing and move-in. And since Home Partners is purchasing the home in cash, my clients, like Philip, they don't have to be at the closing. It's not really his closing. It's Home Partners of America. They own the home, and then they give Philip the right to purchase within the next 5 years. After the home is purchased and closed, Pathlight then becomes the property manager. Philip shared a little bit about what Pathlight does. They're the property management. And I can't remember exactly. Do you remember how long it was after closing when I called you and said your house closed and then you moved in? Was it about 2 weeks?
It was about 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks after that. And maybe this would be a good time to talk a little bit about purchasing the home. I want to make sure that everybody understands how that works. And I may have misinformed you, but I did find out that the day you move in, you can give them notice. So the day that you move into your home, you can say, I want to buy the home. I've been approved. You can actually buy it 60 days later.
Oh, okay.
And I think when I first talked to you about it, I said you have to do it, you have to live there for a year, and then you have the option to buy, which is actually not true. Okay. So at any time during this first year, you could say, I want to buy it. So you'll have to get regular lender approval, and just like you would be buying a home, and then you have the ability to give them notice and say you want to buy it. The other thing that's really cool about this program is that after 12 months, if Philip decides, you know what, I don't think this is the right house for me, you can walk away. You get your full security deposit, and everybody shakes hands and everybody's happy. So, and then the other thing that comes into play is I've been hearing this crazy story where people are saying, I just got kicked out of my house. The owner wants to sell. My lease is up. He's not going to renew my lease. He has too much equity in the home, so he's going to sell. With Home Partners, you get locked in for 5 years and they can't kick you out. They can't say, you know what, the home is appreciated so much, we got to take the money out of it. So it really puts you in a great position.
It really does. When I got my when I was approved, it basically told me when we decided on the house and we made the offer and I was, they bought the house. I signed my contract. It said that what my rent was going to be in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5.
That's
cool. It told me what my purchase price would be in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. So it's all in writing exactly how much I'm going to pay for that house whenever I want to buy it. And that's great.
That's really good. And what did you think of the prices?
I thought they were reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're not being egregious.
No, they are not increasing the home value 20% every year.
That's important. Yeah. Because then I think you feel like you're getting a raw deal.
Correct.
And, I didn't see your numbers, but I was told by Home Partners that it runs about $90 extra per year, per month. Is that about right?
On rent, correct.
Yeah, on rent. Okay, good. All right. So now that you're a resident, congratulations, you're a resident. I feel like we need to go have a party. We need to go celebrate. You're going to have the ability to make some changes. There are some things that you can do. You can paint. You can actually do that on your own. You can change the flooring. You can do some things to the backyard. I think you shared there was some satellite dishes on there, and you wanted to get rid of those.
When we moved in, there was already 4 existing satellite dishes. 2 of them looked like they were in working order, and 2 looked like they were in disrepair. But I have a contract with Dish from Maryland, so I just used them here. And they told me just bring my equipment. So they came out and put up a dish, and now I got 5 dishes on my roof. And I was like, this looks horrible.
Yeah, right?
So I sent a message into Pathlight and said, hey, can I get these removed, or can you have them removed? They responded next day saying, hey, we'll have those removed. Let me reach out to a vendor to find out when they can do it. And they took them down yesterday, and I requested that 3 days ago. So.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm glad to see that they're taking care of that. Now, did you have any modifications that you wanted to make to the house, and did you need to contact them and say, hey, we want to change this or do anything?
Not yet. I think I want to put a ceiling fan in a master bedroom,
Uh-huh.
but I haven't reached out to them yet.
Okay. And then as far as um, we talked about this before, but again, I want to make sure that we're clear that when you move into the house, it's not like, okay, you get to move in the house. If anything's wrong, you're just out of luck. It's actually the other way around
Correct.
because you're going to find things. I mean, and this is not a brand new home, although it is a newer home. So you did find a few things that you
I
wanted.
did. I mean, I had to put in a couple of requests. We had a small leak in main sink.
Mhm.
It was a very small leak, but my wife found it, and
Yeah.
so I put in for a request to have it
Mhm.
taken care of. They had somebody out the next day. He took care of it. There was something wrong with the half bath toilet. It wouldn't flush right. It was really hard to push down
Mhm.
on the thing. They had somebody out the next day to fix it.
Hey, that's great.
Every time I have requested anything, next day they're there. It's great.
That is awesome. And then as far as because we do get a lot of people, as you know, Philip, we get a ton of people moving here from California, from all different states. So when you're moving from another state into Nevada, maybe you could share a little bit. How did all of your utilities and the internet, garbage and sewage and all that, was it pretty easy or was it kind of a pain?
No, that was actually easy too. So Pathlight has a service. I think it was called Concierge, and I just talked to them on the phone, and they set up all my accounts. There was only one that they couldn't do
Mm-hmm.
that I had to do directly,
Mm-hmm.
and cable, of course, is kind of a separate thing. So I had to
Sure.
go to Cox and get my own Wi-Fi
Mm-hmm.
box. But the gas and the electric was easily moved over to my name, and an account was set up in my name, and that, yeah, I didn't have to make 10 phone calls to get all the utilities changed over to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just one phone call to concierge took care of about 6 of them.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good. Any advice for anybody that's getting ready to take this jump that you maybe forgot?
Do it.
Just do
I
it.
mean, it's a great program.
Mm.
It was really easy. I loved it. And it was, I mean, I stressed myself out for 2 weeks prior to meeting David. And after me and David met and looked into this, it became so easy and it happened so quick. Like I said, I had to be here 60 days from the time that I was originally down here, and I was here on time
That's
in a
great.
place.
Love those kind of stories. All right, now we're going to move on to, we're going to go into my crystal ball and we're going to go to the end of your first year. So we've touched on this a little bit, and I want to share this again because I feel like this is really, really important. And I probably talk to 4 or 5 different people every single day about this program. There's tons of people that have interest. There's people that have questions. And one of my biggest goals on this video was to try to answer all the questions. And I know when you hear it from a realtor, that's one thing. But when you hear it from the actual person that just experienced it, it's a whole nother ballgame. So I want to make sure that everybody's clear on exactly what happens. I can't overemphasize the fact that you can leave the house after 1 year. This is really, really important. So we're locking in your, I don't know if you know this, but on one of our videos that I did with Paul, over the last 12 months, the rent has gone up 25.1% in the city of Las Vegas. All rents. So whatever you were paying for rent last year, if you were paying $1,000 a month, your rent's now $1,250. With Home Partners, they're only going up about $90 a month in year 1. They'll go up another $90 a month in year 2. So you're not going to have 25% rent increases. So you can walk away from the home after 12 months. You can buy the house from day 1. So you can move in tomorrow and you can say, we want to buy this house in 60 days. We just got approved. And you can buy the home. So you have the first right of refusal on that. You also have the ability to say, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and rent for another year. And you're looking at an additional $90 per month. So at the end of year 1, you have 3 options. You can buy, you can extend your lease for another year, or you can just walk away. and you will get your full security deposit as long as the home is in great condition, like I'm sure it will be, because this is going to be your home. It's not a rental. This is a home that you're going to be buying. So I know you're going to be taking care of it. You can get your security deposit back. And then obviously you'll have the option to move out and seek additional housing. So this was a great feature. And, like we said earlier, Philip and I were kind of learning about that. Is there anything else you want to add to that experience and how that feels as a consumer, knowing that at the end of the year that you have options, that you don't just...
Well, I mean, even though I've been through the process, honestly, something that you just said kind of really stuck with me. The fact that I don't have to wait until my first year is up to buy my house, or 9 months from now. You know how hard it is right now to buy a house if you don't have pretty much full cash to buy a house.
Correct.
So I can go through Home Partners. Technically, I could have gone through Home Partners, did this process, got in, and 60 days later, I could have secured my finance and I could just buy this house.
Exactly.
I didn't even kind of really think of it like that.
I know. And that's really good news, because going out there and trying to battle with large companies, it's not fun. And so now you have that as an option. And on one of our videos, I don't think I told you this, Philip, but I was in Dallas last weekend at a convention, and it was not related to Home Partners, but I actually looked up the top agent in Texas. Mm-hmm. His name was Sean, and we spent half a day together. And he said that he had a client 18 months ago. They bought a house for $400,000. It just sold for $650,000.
Wow!
So that they made like $150,000 or $200,000 on the home because they had that option to buy. And Home Partners isn't going to come back and say, "Oh, well, the home appreciated, so we're going to change our mind and change the price." Yeah. It's all in writing, like you said.
All in writing.
Yeah. All right. And then the last topic was what happens after 5 years of staying in the home, and some additional miscellaneous facts. After the 5 years is over, you would then be able to still rent the house. They'll still rent it to you at an agreed term, but you won't have the option to buy it. So you must buy the house within 5 years. If you decide to stay as a renter for 5 years, you still have the same option. You'll get your security deposit back, and you can just walk away. And then you won't have an option to buy another home through Home Partners of America. So you only get this chance one time. So they're giving you an opportunity to buy the home, and you get to use the program just one time. So those were some of the highlights. I hope this was a really good educational experience. I know that it's kind of nerve-wracking, especially when you don't know and you're not really sure what the program is. So hopefully I covered all of the information about the program. I'm going to actually show you what markets we're in, and I'm going to show you the website a little bit. And while I'm pulling that up on the screen, maybe, Philip, if you want to share any other tips or any other tricks or any other thoughts for somebody that's really thinking about doing this program, that'd be great.
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny. I was on the phone with Dish Network about 4 weeks ago as I was packing up. Well, we were packing up our stuff in Maryland to move here, and I was planning on canceling with Dish. And I was talking to the lady on the phone, and I was telling her, I'm moving out to Vegas, and, I didn't want to carry the Dish equipment with me. She's like, yeah, I'm thinking of, she said she was in Phoenix, that she had moved to Phoenix a couple of years ago, but that she could not afford a house in Phoenix. Mm-hmm. And so she was considering moving back to Georgia. Mm-hmm. And I told her about Home Partners. So when we got off the phone, or when we were getting ready to get off the phone, she said, Mr. Lewis, you are a blessing, because I knew nothing about this, and I might be able to stay in Phoenix. I am definitely checking this out tonight when I get off of work, and I really hope she got something. But she was just ecstatic over what I had told her about the process and how easy it was. And like I said, I really hope that she found a place in Phoenix.
Well, just the fact that you're here and you're sharing this information. And I think one of the reasons why you're doing it is because you know what it feels like. You know the challenges. And as a realtor, I do this every day. I try to help people find a home. But the fact that you wanted to come in and do this so that maybe you could help somebody in a family that's struggling, because this market.
I really did not expect it to be as difficult to find a place.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. So this is the website here, and this is actually my portal. So this may look a little bit different than somebody that's actually getting this. I imagine my screen looks different than yours. But what I wanted to show was these different markets that we're in. So you click on this Home Partners of America right here. And then we can scroll down, hopefully. So we scroll down, and then these are all the markets that we're in. So you can see that we're in over 80 markets throughout the United States. And I can actually help in any of these cities or communities throughout the United States. So every dot represents the market that we're in: Reno, Las Vegas, Scottsdale, Tucson, Dallas, Houston, Miami, you name it. We're all over the country. So then what you would do is you would click on Explore Markets. So again, I clicked on the Home Partners logo here. Then I clicked on Explore Our Markets. And then what I do is I come down, and we'll just choose Las Vegas for right now. And then when you get to Las Vegas, it says that there's 430 homes, which this is not an accurate number. There's about 2,300 homes in our Las Vegas market. So when you're going down and looking, you will see, as Philip mentioned earlier, that the price is $420,000 for the home and the rent is $2,130. This one is $395. The rent is $2,090. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, well, why is one house listed at $450,000, but they're only charging $2,000 a month in rent? There's two reasons for that. One is because Home Partners is a very fair company. They could actually charge more, and they don't, which I really appreciate. And the other reason is it's based on taxes, it's based on HOA, and it's based on the community that home is in. So those are some of the factors that determine the rents. So you can see that there's no rents. This one is the maximum price, which is $500,000, and the rent is only $2,350. So, and as I stated, Philip got approved for the highest level, and I had 3 other clients that have gotten approved for the highest level, but I haven't seen any rents that are over $2,300 or $2,400 a month. So you would just basically go through all of these homes, and you'd say, oh, I really like this one. And then you click on that, and then you can go to the pictures, and it'll tell you, as Philip mentioned, this is what the prices are if you decide to buy. So year 1, you can see that the rent goes up about $100. Looks like $90. So these are the rent prices. These are the purchase prices. It gives you a description of the property. It tells you how many square feet, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, who the agent is, and so forth. So this is a great site. And I, as your realtor going through this process, what I'll do is I'll send you all of the listings that meet your criteria. So there will be actually more than what you see over here. And that's basically it. Is this kind of how you did it, Philip, when you were?
That's exactly how I did it. And it was awesome. You see what the rent's going to be. You see what the home price is going to be.
Yeah, they have tons of them. So some of the homes have a pool. Some don't have a pool. Some have an HOA pool, a community pool, I mean. And so this, and then you can actually filter in. You can say, I want 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2-car garage. I want it to be in this area. So you're able to select by high school, just like you would do any typical search. I think this pretty much concludes our meeting, our education process of helping people learn more about the Home Partners of America program. And what a better way to do it than with my first client, Phillip Lewis. And congratulations again.
Thanks
man.
again, David.
You really are.